Hello, today I'm going to talk about estuaries and bays. So estuaries and bays are going to be found in transitional areas on the coast. And so we've got a couple of vocabulary terms. So an estuary is a partially enclosed body of water along the coast where one or more streams or rivers enter and mix fresh water with seawater. So as we're transitioning from our freshwater ecosystems to saltwater, we can see here our estuary is our transitional area where our river meets the ocean. Now some estuaries are bays. A bay is a body of water that's partially enclosed by land that is directly open or connected to the ocean. So here we have Galveston Bay, which is also an estuary. So it's fed by the San Jacinto River, and we've got a couple other smaller rivers that lead into it. Also the Trinity River. So it has brackish water. It's in between salty and freshwater. And there really is no clear point at which we could say, well, this is the estuary and that's the bay. They're the same thing. In biology, life sciences, there are plenty of gray areas. And here is one. That it is open to the Gulf of Mexico, which then leads to the Atlantic Ocean. Another type of estuary would be a delta. This is a place where an estuary extends out into the ocean without forming a bay, sort of the reverse. A bay, the ocean comes into land, the delta, the land goes out to the ocean. So here we've got a picture, satellite view of the Mississippi Delta. So here's the Mississippi River. Mississippi River comes from a very large watershed and carries with it lots and lots of sediments, soil, silt. And over many hundreds of years, that has built up the delta. All that sediment has been deposited in the Gulf of Mexico and now has become land. Now it's very mushy and such, but we've got our land here forming our delta. This is the largest delta in the Gulf of Mexico. So when it comes to our estuaries are very important. They're highly productive. Because they're being fed by rivers, they're getting lots of nutrients brought down. And because they're this sort of in-between area, we get lots of plant life, lots of animal life, very highly diverse. When it comes to productivity, they are comparable to oceans of the same size. And there are estuaries along every coastline. This map here just shows some of the major estuaries. So as far as in the Gulf of Mexico, the only one showing is the Mississippi River. Another reason why estuaries are important is because of their diversity. An estuary has a very broad definition. It's where a river meets the ocean, and we can find all sorts of different habitats there. Some are going to be more freshwater, like this wetland pool. Others are saltier, like our mangrove area, intertidal areas. Finding seagrass beds and oysters are going to have slightly higher salinity. They're also important because of the benefits they provide. All that plant life helps to prevent erosion, protecting our coastline, slowing down waves and storm surges that can come from hurricanes. They also provide great habitats and nurseries for some of our commercial fish, things like red drum, shrimp. Their juvenile or larval stages will take place in an estuary. In addition to just being places for recreational activities, lots of fishing happens in estuaries, lots of kayaking, and even hiking in some where they're more marshy and less watery. Our estuaries, though, are threatened. Coastal counties are growing very fast. Lots of people want to move to the coast. It's a great place to be living near the water and near the beach. However, as we get more people, that disrupts the balance of our estuaries. It also usually means the estuaries get smaller as we build up the coastline with houses and roads. And so what happens is we're now going to have more pollution, less estuary, more pollution from the people nearby, also pollution from the river as well. There is a short video here to watch on your own. If you found this video, you found the PowerPoint, you can watch this on your own time.